Good evening and welcome to my studio today. As of last night, we're going to carry on and do some more pyrography, making pictures with heat, an elephant and a giraffe and some sort of background. So without further ado, we'll turn on the pyro machine and get started. So I'm sort of colouring things. Which gives me a better overview of what it is I'm trying to achieve. And that's what I'm going to carry on doing for a while here. It's a bit of colouring, which is just filling in some of the shapes. Which will then help me understand exactly how I want this to look in terms of shades and things like that. So first of all, I'm just going to darken this area here, which is sort of in the eye socket area, because then I'm going to apply some shading around it, and I don't want to lose this colouring that's around here. It's a slight shade, so I want it to still be visible. Now, because I'm applying a very light shade, I will be applying a very light shade, and this is quite a light shade, I will lose the colouring if I'm not careful. So just want it to increase it a little bit around there. So now it is literally just a case of working relatively slowly. To apply colouring. Now I've changed the lighting tonight around here. I put a diffuser around the light source that I'm normally using, just to see if it softens things off a bit. It sort of seems to be a little bit better in that I'm not getting quite so much of a white glare, but I am getting multiple shadows now because this the studio's got multiple spotlights, and so I'm getting a shadow from each spotlight that's in the roof, which is not showing up so well not showing up on stream, but it's actually showing up here. And it's making it a little bit difficult, so I'm not quite sure whether this lighting is a success or not. Surprisingly, I kind of feel it to be really dim. I'm going to try moving this light a little bit to give me a bit better light. It does mean you're going to get a bit more reflections though. Now, can I tighten that up there, or is it going to sag? It's going to sag. Let's see if I can just tighten that up a bit. Never did particularly think this desk lamp was all that good. Ah dear. Go up there. That's about as tight as I can get the thing. Let's try that for a little while. Fortunately, the shadow that you're seeing there is the camera, and now you're getting glare off of it. It's really hard to get a decent lighting setup. I'm kind of wondering what else I can do. Because it's I need reasonable light, and you guys need reasonable light. Let me try a different trick. with this. I do that and tilt this sidewards. Like that, which of course means it's going to go all over the place, but will that do any better? Graya, good evening. Welcome to the studio this evening. I'm just trying to play about with some lighting, just to see if I can get better lighting for both of us, you guys and me. That's what you're getting, glare. That's that glare I cannot get rid of. I can't bounce this off of anything either. Looks like we may be stuck with something like that. Yeah, the constant struggle. It really is as well. I mean, it's not so bad with some of the other art. Carving, for example, it's not so bad because you know what's happening with this, or even the the punchcraft carving, some of the other things. This when I apply pyrography, it starts to get shiny, and you're getting flare off the darker areas, which makes it harder for you to see on stream. I mean, at the moment I've got reasonable lighting there. It's not bad. In actual fact, what I could do with doing perhaps is putting this on my easel. That way, then, like that, for example, you get I mean, that sort of thing, you get reasonable lighting because of the bounce angles. Okay, you got a big shadow at the top left, which is the camera itself, but unfortunately I can't get this. I can't get the easel in here at the moment. I could do with sort of a wedge shape or something underneath it, just to tip it up a bit. I mean, it's actually easier for me to work when it's tipped up as well, but it's not. It makes it a little bit harder to spin it around, but it's. I can see it back. That's going to move. That's the only problem. Nah, I'm stuck with it. I'm going to keep on trying to find a decent solution. Actually, which tells me a ring light won't work very well either, because that will reflect straight back into the camera. Non-slip mat, yeah, it's getting a wedge thingy. A non-slip mat is not a bad idea, actually. It's just going to be finding something. I've got a new section of mat here, so I might as well use that. It's finding something.